Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. We have a brand new contributor. He's been on the program before, and we loved what he shared so much. We wanted to get him involved in our program regularly. Reggie Gray, and he's with the Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce here in Houston, which has a global footprint. Reggie, as always, welcome to the program. Kind of give us the elevator speech, if you will, for the Intercontinental Chamber, which, by the way, can be found online at HoustonICC.org. Go ahead.
Kevin, it's great to be back and great to hear from you again. As you were saying, the Houston Intercontinental Chamber, although it's been around for 30 years, we are now in 14 countries, or will be as of May 11th when I open our new office in San Salvador, El Salvador. But one of the first offices that we expanded to was the country of Malta. And I am lucky to have today from the Malta Enterprise, which is the economic development arm of that country, their representative for the Americas, Jospeh Dalli.
Very good. Go ahead. Joseph, welcome to the program. Why don't you start off with an elevator speech about what you do and what your agency does?
Certainly. Thank you, Kevin, for having us on your show. Malta Enterprise, as Reggie said, is the National Economic Development Agency for Malta. We're primarily tasked with both attracting foreign direct investment into Malta, as well as assisting companies already set up in Malta to expand their presence elsewhere.
Very good. Reggie, your question?
What I'd like to engage Joseph in is, Joseph, first of all, what were some of the reasons for Malta Enterprise engaging with ICC in Houston for your scope of activity?
Certainly, Reg. So 2 years ago, I was engaged as Malta Enterprise's representative to the U.S., and strategically speaking, being that Malta had a strategic geopolitical location to service the oil and gas industry, it was quite necessary for us to seek a presence in Houston. So we reached out to HICC, and we realized that having a strategic local footprint through an established chamber that is already connected to larger companies, Fortune 500 companies, as well as medium-sized companies that are expanding globally or are at the brink of expanding internationally, would be quite strategic for us. It has proven so. We've extended our presence locally. Our name recognition as a country itself has increased. It's important to note that about 80% of the U.S. Populace is actually unaware that there's a country named Malta. Mm-hmm. So our efforts are obviously an uphill battle. So it's important to have these strategic partnerships with the chambers such as the HICC.
Yeah, I will tell you that, by the way, the Chamber is a poster child, if you will, for Malta. They're great advocates. In fact, I've had conversations with Reggie about your great work, and so and it's a beautiful country. My mom is from England originally, and Malta is like the tour destination of a lot of Europe, and so it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And I am interested in what are some of the key industries that you're interested in engaging as a representative of Malta here in the United States.
Certainly, and I just wanted to point out, you mentioned England. An interesting fact is that the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, has spent 2 years in Malta right after World War II, which is the only other country outside of England that the Queen has actually lived on a long-term basis. We're still dear to her heart. She was there for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meetings, and she always reminisces about her experience of living in Malta. It was the only time where she was able to feel comfortable, for lack of better terms, living as a commoner.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So in terms of, going back to your question, the areas that we're focusing on as the National Economic Development Agency, I would have to start off by saying life sciences, which is a growing market. We have a relatively speaking, strong pharmaceutical manufacturing industry in Malta, as well as medical equipment, which is strongly represented in terms of U.S. companies by Cardinal Health and Baxter, which both operate and manufacture in Malta. In terms of other sectors, we obviously have the oil and gas industry, which we just announced that the new maritime hub, which will be primarily servicing the oil and gas industry, will be breaking grounds within the next few weeks. We also are strategically placed to service the aviation industry. We have 3 MROs, starting off with Lufthansa Technik, SR Technik, which is, I believe, a Swiss company, and Medavia, which is a North African company, all 3 based in Malta.
Very interesting.
The other area that we are strong in is general manufacturing. You could find actually in Malta German-based companies such as Pilz, American companies, as well as obviously European and Asian companies. From the Asian market, I could mention Aurobindo, which does testing for pharmaceuticals for the European and African market through Malta.
We got about 3 minutes left, and so I'm going to transfer it over to Reggie to wrap up the segment for us.
Yeah, Kevin, once again, we appreciate and we love having great partners with these countries, Malta being one of our first, and I think one of they're all very good, but we have a great, I think, place in our heart for Malta, as I enjoy getting to travel over there. I try to go over there once a quarter and work with the staffing that's in that office. The proximity it gives and the strategic location throughout Europe was one of our primary reasons for wanting to partner with them, and the many opportunities it provides us in when we go over for Africa, the Middle East, and, of course, Europe. There are some great things happening over there. We continue to want to expand on those and work with Malta in the future. They have a great administration, and we've been very successful and would like to continue to see that grow. As the Chamber continues to grow and add more offices abroad, we appreciate and look forward to this opportunity with the Price of Business and with you, Kevin, as we continue to bring in some more guests that you'll be seeing, everything from Whitley Penn to Liz Towers Watson to some of our other countries that we'll be focusing on as we discuss our plans globally with medical tourism programs, et cetera, and get a chance to bring them to you first here on your program.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting, and I've talked a lot about it, and I think it brings a whole new dimension to the idea of the Price of Business show. And so, Reggie and Joseph, thanks to both of you gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Kevin.
You bet. Was there a website for Malta that you'd like to promote real quick?
Yes, we are actually in the midst of refurbishing our website. I think you will like the new website, but the current website is still up. It's www.maltaenterprise.com. We have seen quite a bit of interest in terms of geopolitical and economic restructuring of companies to service the 3 markets, as Reggie said, for the EU, North African, and Middle East. And we're at the OTC today, hoping to engage further possible future companies that will be interested in operations in Malta.
Very good. Reggie Gray, you can find him at HoustonICC.org. All right, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. Plus, best content here, including this interview, will be found over there at usdailyreview.com. Have a great day. Spend it wisely on this station.